What's up, everybody? This is your girl Nita, your favorite diva, and I'm back. This is your Game of Thrones Revisit the Throne. This is Season 1, Episode 1, Winter is Coming. This is the new series on my channel. We're going to come with a live show, recapping and reviewing it, so stay tuned for that. But this is your recap. First WTF moment, number 10, is the White Walkers versus the Night's Watch. The Night's Watch goes out to go beyond the wall, and they're looking. They are finding all of these wildlings. They've been captured. They've been dismantled, and they're like sitting around, and we're like, oh my god. And then next thing you know, we come up on a White Walker, and he is desecrated, beheaded by the White Walker. He's looking at him. He allows him to be the last one to tell the story. Number 9 WTF moment is he who passes the sentence should swing the sword. The remaining living man from the Night's Watch was caught by the army of Winterfell. Ned gets word of this. He has to execute the law as it pertains to deserters of the Night's Watch. He wants Bran to attend as well. Catelyn protests and says that 10 years old is too young to witness such atrocities. Ned says he won't always be a boy. Winter is coming. Then Jon tells his little brother not to look away because father will know. Ned heard the man's piece and then is off with his head. He asked Bran, did he know why it had to be him that did that? And he said, he who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Afterwards, during this trip, they stumble upon a gutted stag. They look around. They end up finding dead direwolf mother, but the pups were delivered. They find 5. Theon tries to kill them because they won't survive without their mother, but Bran protests. He says, father, please. Then Jon uses a reason to get Ned to see that he has 5 children and the direwolf is the Stark's house sigil. 1 for each of your children. Bran said, well, what about you? And he said he's not a Stark. Then they find a runt, a small little white runt. Theon teases and said, that's perfect for you, Snow, the runt. WTF moment number 8, death at the capital. We're at King's Landing, the capital of the 7 kingdoms. A high lord is dead. The hand to the king is dead. Jon Arryn. We see Jaime and Cersei discussing what he might have known. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is gone with him. Over in Winterfell, they received a raven alerting him that Jon Arryn is dead and that the king is on his way. Ned knows exactly what he wants. Catelyn said, you can always say no, but can you? WTF moment number 7. The king arrives to Winterfell with all his pomp and circumstance. This scene is important because it showcases a lot of character development. It has a lot of foreshadowing with Bran climbing a tower, Arya's tomboy personality, Sansa's princess-like characteristic. It shows Cersei's condescending attitude, Joffrey's spoiled self, Jaime's arrogance, and Robert's urgency to speak with Ned. And Robert takes Ned down to the crypts. Robert asks Ned to come to King's Landing to become the hand of the king. Ned kneels in honor. Robert says he's not trying to honor you. He's just trying to whore and drink himself into an early grave. So you see his agenda. He mentions Lyanna. We get some backstory about Robert being betrothed to her. We sense there's some tension with another house of the kingdom. Ned mentions that the Targaryens are gone, and Robert says not all of them. Cue the white-haired Targaryens for number 6 WTF moment, Targaryen power play. Now we're across the narrow sea at Pentos. We see the white-haired Daenerys sitting there looking lovely. She is with her brother Viserys. Her and Viserys are talking. Now, with the history of the Targaryens is that they inbreed in order to keep the bloodline pure. So him being inappropriate and touching her, taking her clothes off and threatening her in order to advance his agenda is right on brand with the patriarchy and how women are treated and pawned in the Game of Thrones, where power is the name of the game. Daenerys really doesn't want to. He threatens her and says that she doesn't want to wake the dragon. She said no. Viserys thought he had the blood of the dragon, but the real gag is Daenerys is impervious to heat, and we saw that she has the real blood of the dragon. So we have Illyrio, Viserys, and Daenerys waiting around for the call. They're on their way. They get there. They're there to barter for Daenerys. He comes. We have Jason Momoa playing the Khal Drogo. He's never been defeated in combat. He is looking at Daenerys, and we see that basically he is trying to make some moves in order to get back into power, but he has to start from the bottom. So first on his agenda, he has to secure an army. He is looking at bartering his sister with the DOTHRAKI horde in order to do this. One of the biggest, best armies in the land. Illyrio gives them the information about Khal Drogo. They barter, and he comes. Viserys says, go make him a happy man. Make him a happy call so he can get what he wants in return. Daenerys is scared. She goes up there. The Khal looks at her and he takes her. He accepts. TF moment number 5, the feast in Winterfell. There's a lot going on here. You see King Robert being very friendly with all the ladies. You see Jon, he's actually practicing. He sees his uncle Benjen. He tells him he wants to go to the wall to join the Night's Watch. We also see Jon and Tyrion having a conversation. And basically in this conversation, Tyrion talks to him. He tells him he's a bastard, and Jon was offended. And Tyrion basically puts it down, says, never forget who you are. The rest of the world won't. Wear it like a badge of honor. That way no one will be able to use it against you. We also have here Ned talking to his brother Benjen about the boy that he beheaded. And he was talking nonsense. He was talking about the White Walkers slaughtered his friends. And then they're also talking about White Walkers and their direwolves south of the wall. And he's like, something is definitely up. Here, Catelyn is entertaining Cersei. And she has a very uncomfortable conversation with Little Dove, which is Sansa. Sansa is to be betrothed to her son Joffrey. So she asks her a couple of uncomfortable questions that was kind of, I was like, ew, okay. We have a little interaction between Jaime and Ned here. There's a little dick slinging and all this stuff. He said, congratulations, I heard you going back down to the capital to be Hand of the King. If you accept, he said, maybe when we get down there, we can do some jousting and some, they have these tourneys and stuff like that. And Ned basically was like, he caught the shade, and he basically was like, no, I don't joust. I don't do that, because when I fight my opponents, I don't want them to know what I can do like a boss. WTF moment number 4, killed by the Lannisters. Maester Luwin comes in to deliver a letter from the Eyrie. Catelyn and Ned were laying in bed. She got up, she read it. She explains that her sister fled the capital because her husband did not die. He was in fact murdered by the Lannisters. Maester Luwin, Catelyn, and Ned ponder over this, try to figure out what is going on. WTF moment number 3, a Dothraki wedding. Just savagery. We meet Ser Jorah Mormont. He gifts Khaleesi with some things. Also to Illyrio, gifts her with some dragon eggs, and he explains to her that the ages has turned the dragon eggs into stone, but they will always be beautiful. She is very, very appreciative of it. She's like, oh my god, I have dragon eggs. Even although they are stone, they will always be beautiful. Khal Drogo gifts his bride with a beautiful white stallion. They ride off, and he beds her against her will. WTF moment number 2. Ned accepts the king's offer. He basically tells him that he's a loyal friend and that he needs a loyal friend at this time. And so hopefully this will work out in Ned's favor, but I don't know. And WTF moment number 1. The Lannisters' secret. Bran is climbing up the tower again. He's climbing and climbing and climbing. He gets to the top and he hears some panting and some moaning. And he goes to see what it is. Lo and behold, it's Queen Cersei and her brother hunching in the tower. Cersei discovers him and screams. Jaime gets up to talk to Bran. He asks him how old he is. He tells him he's 10 years old. Cersei keeps saying to him, he saw us, he saw us. And then Jaime said, I know. And then he turns around and says, the things that I do for love. And he pushes Bran out of the tower to his death, or so it seems. Alright, y'all, that's it, that's all. That concludes my recap of Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 1, Winter is Coming. I rated between a scale of 1 to 10, a 9. A solid 9. That was a almost damn near perfect pilot premiere episode. There was so much character development. There was so much story given. There was so much nuance. There was so many great nuggets and foreshadowing. This is bar none. This is just excellent TV. I hope you guys continue the journey with me. Follow me as I do the live recap with my girl Moochie and Miss K. And also too, make sure you come back for episode 2, The King's Road. And until that next time, I'll see you then. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and you make sure you come back.